I slam the front door shut behind me, the sound echoing through the empty hallway of our small suburban home. The day outside is bleak, matching the storm brewing in my chest. I toss my keys on the small table by the door, my eyes catching a glimpse of something unusual, a pair of men's pants, crumpled and out of place on the living room couch. They aren't mine. I pick them up, the fabric heavy in my hands. The letter K is elegantly embroidered on the tag, mocking me with its presence. My heart races, a mix of anger and confusion clouding my thoughts. Why are these here? Who do they belong to? With a heavy sigh, I leave the pants exactly where I found them. I'll deal with this tonight, I mutter to myself, the promise of confrontation setting my nerves on edge. The drive to work is a blur, the image of those pants burned into my mind. The hours at work crawl by. I sit in my cubicle, the hum of the air conditioning and the clack of keyboards around me doing nothing to distract from the turmoil inside. I can't focus. I can't think. All I can do is wait for the day to end, for the confrontation that awaits at home. Finally, the clock signals the end of the day. I rush home, my heart pounding with each mile I put behind me. But when I arrive, the pants are gone. The couch is neat, the fabric untouched, as if nothing had ever been there. I search frantically, but it's clear they've been hidden away, or worse, taken back by their owner. Did you see some pants lying around here? I ask my wife casually over dinner, watching her face closely. She pauses, a small frown crossing her face. Pants? No, I haven't seen any. Why, did you lose a pair? Her response is too smooth, too rehearsed. I nod, letting the subject drop, but inside, a plan begins to form. Weeks pass. The image of the pants haunts me, a constant reminder of the betrayal I can't yet prove. Then, an unexpected opportunity, a corporate party at work, held in a luxurious sauna downtown. The evening starts off mundane enough until we all start to change into more comfortable attire. That's when I see them, pants that look hauntingly familiar to the ones I found at home. My boss, a portly man with a loud laugh, is undressing near me. As he peels off the pants, I catch a glimpse of the familiar embroidery, the letter A. Everything clicks. The realization hits me like a punch to the gut. My boss. My wife. The lies. The betrayal. I watch him laugh and joke with the others, oblivious to the storm he's just unleashed inside me. I leave the party early, the image of the embroidered 8 seared into my memory. The drive home is long, my mind racing. Betrayal and hurt are potent, but they fuel something else, a deep, burning desire for revenge. As I lay in bed that night, staring at the ceiling, I don't feel defeated. I feel determined. My turn, I whisper into the darkness, a plan slowly forming in my mind. They will regret ever crossing me. I will make sure of it. Their reputations, their careers, and nothing will be safe by the time I'm done with them. The next morning, I wake up with a singular focus. I'm no longer just a betrayed husband, I'm a man on a mission. I start my day earlier than usual, determined to collect every piece of evidence I can find. The first step is surveillance. I need eyes and ears when I'm not around. I reach out to an old college buddy, Marco, who now runs a small security firm. We meet at a coffee shop, the morning rush buzzing around us as we sit in a quiet corner. Hey, man, long story short, I need your help with some personal surveillance, I start, keeping my voice low. Marco raises an eyebrow, concern etching his features. Sounds serious. What's going on? I explain the situation in hushed tones, the story sounding even more unbelievable as the words spill out. Marco listens intently, nodding along, his expression hardening with each detail. Say no more, I'm in. We can set up some discreet cameras at your place, maybe even some audio if you're up for it, he offers, pulling out his phone to jot down some notes. Thanks, Marco. I need all the help I can get. With Marco's plan set into motion, I turn my attention to my boss. I need more than just the coincidence of the pants to take him down. I decide to dive deeper into his professional life, looking for any cracks in his polished facade. At work, I keep my interactions with him normal, but my eyes and ears are open. I volunteer for extra projects, offering to work closely with his assistant, Jenna. She's a chatty woman, known for not being able to keep a secret, and it doesn't take long for her to drop something useful. "So, how's everything going, Jenna?" I asked during a late evening at the office, as we sort through a pile of financial reports. "Oh, you know, the usual chaos. But between you and me, it's been worse since the boss started having, let's just call them, special meetings in his office." "Special meetings?" I probe, pretending to focus on the papers in front of me. "Yeah, with some high-profile clients. But they always seem to leave from the back door, which is weird, right?" She giggles, unaware of the gears turning in my head. Back at home, the cameras and mics are in place, thanks to Marco's swift work. Every conversation, every movement within the living room and the main hallway is now being recorded. I check the feeds obsessively, waiting for something to happen. Days turn into weeks, and my dual life starts taking a toll. At work, I keep digging through files and emails, looking for any financial discrepancies or unethical dealings that might link back to my boss. At home, I watch the footage every night, the sight of the empty couch both a relief and a frustration. Then, one ordinary Tuesday, the camera catches something. My wife and my boss, their laughter filling the living room where the pants first appeared. They're cautious, their conversation filled with trivialities, but the familiarity in their gestures tells me all I need to know. I sit back, heart pounding in my chest. This is it. The proof I need, but it's just the beginning. I grab my phone, my fingers hovering over the screen. "Time to up the game," I mutter to myself, dialing Marco's number. "We're going to need more than just videos." The call connects, and I'm ready to set the next part of my plan into motion. The revenge is near, and I can almost taste it. The next day, armed with newfound resolve and a bit of damning evidence, I call for a strategic meeting, not with Marco, but with Jenna. I figure it's time to play a more direct hand. We meet at a quaint cafe, just blocks from our office, under the guise of discussing work-related deficiencies. As we settle into a secluded booth, Jenna's eyes are wide, perhaps sensing the serious undertone in my invitation. "So, what's this all about? You seemed a bit intense on the phone." I lean forward, lowering my voice. "Jenna, I think we both know things at the office aren't just about balance sheets and client meetings. I need your help with something more sensitive." Her curiosity piqued, she leans in, whispering back, "Are you talking about the boss?" "Yes, but it's more than just his special meetings. I have reasons to believe he's involved in something that could ruin him, and potentially others." Jenna hesitates, her loyalty to our boss warring with her love for gossip and drama. I don't know. What kind of reasons?" Choosing my words carefully, I reply, "I can't reveal everything yet, but let's just say it involves financial misdeeds and personal misconduct. And I have proof." Her interest is fully captured now. "What do you need from me?" "I need access to his upcoming schedule, especially any off-the-books meetings. And anything else that looks out of place." She nods, a determined look crossing her face. "Okay, I can do that. But you have to promise this won't come back to bite me." "You have my word," I assure her. With Jenna recruited, I spend the next few days gathering more than just video evidence. I start correlating dates and times of my boss's suspicious meetings with company financial leaks. It's meticulous, draining work, but as the picture begins to form, so does my anticipation of the impending fallout. Meanwhile, Marco enhances our surveillance at home. He installs a new software that triggers alerts for specific keywords. It's not long before we hit a jackpot, a conversation about a planned getaway, just my wife and the boss, no mention of a business context. The night before their trip, I confront her, this time ready with all my evidence. Her face falls as I lay out the videos, the financial records, the texts. Her betrayal is undeniable. "Why?" I ask, the pain clear in my voice. Her response is a mix of apologies and excuses, but nothing she says can undo the damage. The trust is broken, but I'm not done yet. My boss is the next target. I spend that evening planning my final move. The next day, as they are about to leave for their trip, I strike. I send an anonymous email to the board of directors, attaching every shred of evidence of his financial misconduct and personal indiscretions. Within hours, the chaos unfolds exactly as planned. Phone calls, emergency meetings, hushed, frantic discussions fill the office corridors. My boss is called in for an urgent review of his actions. From my cubicle, I watch as he passes by, his usual confident stride now shaky. He knows his career is hanging by a thread. I feel a cold satisfaction. This is the revenge I had promised myself. As the office buzzes with the scandal, Jenna gives me a knowing look. We never discuss it openly, but there's a silent acknowledgement of the storm we've unleashed. Sitting back, I watch as the pieces fall into place. The revenge is bitter, and it doesn't bring back what I've lost, but it serves as a stern reminder to them both: betrayal comes with a price. And I was more than ready to collect. As the dust begins to settle, I feel the weight of my actions pressing down on me. My boss's career is effectively over, and the board is in an uproar, scrambling to control the damage and reassure stakeholders. My wife, now staying with her sister, sends me message after message, but I ignore them all. The hurt is too deep, the betrayal too raw. However, the full impact of my revenge begins to reveal unexpected layers. One morning, a few weeks after the upheaval, I'm summoned into a sleek, glass-walled office at work. It's the interim CEO, Mrs. Helena Barrett, a sharp-eyed woman known for her no-nonsense approach. She gestures for me to sit. "Thank you for coming, Mr. Carter," she starts, her tone unreadable. "You've been quite the silent warrior in our midst." I stiffen, unsure of what she means. "I'm not sure I follow," I reply cautiously. Mrs. Barrett smiles thinly. "Come now, let's not play games. The evidence you provided about your boss, it was quite damning. And quite conveniently timed for some of us." A chill runs down my spine as she continues. "Your actions have opened a path for much-needed restructuring and, let's say, redirection of our company's future. We've been looking for a way to pivot our strategic goals without his interference." I blink, stunned. This wasn't part of my plan. I wasn't aware of any. She cuts me off with a wave of her hand. "No, you wouldn't be. But you've proven yourself to be very resourceful and, importantly, loyal to the company. We need more people like you in leadership roles." Leadership roles? The words hang in the air, heavy and unexpected. Mrs. Barrett is watching me closely, gauging my reaction. "And what exactly are you proposing?" I ask, my curiosity piqued despite the unease settling in my stomach. "A promotion, Mr. Carter. We want you to step into a new role that will help guide the company through this turbulent time. You'd report directly to me, and of course, there would be substantial financial compensation." I sit back, processing the turn of events. My revenge, born out of personal betrayal, had unwittingly played right into a corporate power play. Was this justice or just another manipulation? As I mull over her offer, my phone buzzes. It's a text from Jenna, simple but chilling: "Be careful what you step into next. Not everything is as it seems." I look up at Mrs. Barrett, her expectant gaze sharp. "I need some time to think about this," I say slowly. "Of course," she replies with a nod. "Take all the time you need." I leave her office with a heavy heart. The office corridors feel colder, the smiles of my co-workers more calculating. As I walk, I realize that my quest for revenge might have set me on a path I never intended to travel. Days pass, and after much deliberation, I decide to decline the promotion. I inform Mrs. Barrett, who nods understandingly, though her disappointment is palpable. I start to rebuild my personal life, trying to find a semblance of normalcy after the wreckage. My wife and I agree to meet for coffee, a neutral ground to discuss where we go from here. As we sit across from each other, the air heavy with unsaid words, she takes a deep breath. I never meant for any of this to happen, she begins, her eyes not meeting mine. And I know it's no excuse, but there's something you should know. She pauses, collecting her thoughts. The pants weren't for me. They were a gift for my brother. He asked me to keep them here until his surprise visit. His initial is L. My heart stops. A misunderstanding? All this because I jumped to conclusions? She continues, I should have told you right away. I realize that now. The revelation hits hard. Regret, relief, confusion, I feel it all. We spend hours talking, unraveling the many threads of misunderstanding and secrecy that led us here. As we part ways, the future uncertain but slightly more hopeful, I realize the true cost of my actions. Revenge had seemed so clear, so justified. Now, it felt like a lesson harshly learned. In the end, the intrigue I'd thought I was unraveling was just the beginning of a much deeper understanding of myself and the complexities of human relationships. The real intrigue was not in the scandal I exposed, but in the personal discoveries that came with it.